This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Monday, September 2nd, 2019, and the title of this rant is This Labor Day, the State of the Unions. And it's not just $15 per hour. So we know that from the 70s, and especially in the last 10 years, and this was all true throughout the Reagan and Clinton administrations, is that productivity has increased dramatically. That corporate profits have skyrocketed incredibly. And that wages over the across the last 30 or 40 years have been fairly stagnant. $7.25 an hour minimum wage doesn't get you diddly squat. So, and we can even go back to the 60s, where in the 60s, the average CEO's pay was approximately 60 to 70% greater than 60 times greater than that of the average worker. And now it is approximately 400 times greater. And I've seen other things where it's much higher than that, than the average worker. And of course, the gulf between the rich and poor has never been greater. This president isn't doing anything about it. And this gulf affects everyone, so people who are making 15, people who are making 20, they could be making a lot more if that bar was higher than what it is right now. And the next administration, and let's hope that it is a Democratic administration, has a lot of work to do in a lot of different areas. But let's look at the aspect of unions, increase in unions throughout the United States. What are the three biggest things that they need to do to help us? Number one, they need to be able to organize, and they need to be able to bargain across industries, across occupations, and across geographies. And what do I mean by that? Well, that means that representatives of Burger King and McDonald's can negotiate together with those corporations all across the United States or in different geographical areas. That means that Walmart and Target, representatives for the workers of those areas, can do that. That would be the same for, let's say, Lowe's and Home Depot, that they can bargain all across there. And of course, we have all of our regular workers, plumbers, electricians, etc. This needs to include teachers. This needs to include nurses and regular office workers all across the United States. And the next thing about that is that there needs to be the federal government establishing the floor in terms of in terms of enforcing current federal law, because we haven't been enforcing that at all in this administration. It's been very lax in other administrations. It also means that that those federal laws need to be the floor and not the ceiling of what labor can do. And that means that individual states have the right to bargain and to have laws in their state that are greater than what the federal law is. And also that we will be having a Green New Deal in this next administration. And that Green New Deal must have organized labor, collective bargaining, and all of that as part. Because look, we're looking at, if we look at just quickly the Green New Deal, solar, wind, geothermal, the retrofitting of all buildings, a lot of buildings throughout the United States, in terms of cars, in terms of trucks, in terms of roads. So all of that needs to be brought into consideration. And let's just go again to the last thing, is that the Republicans have been at the heart. Democrats have been part of it, but not nearly as much as Republicans. So it's not just this president. They have been at the heart of denying workers their just due in this land of plenty. We need to get rid of them all. So on this Labor Day, let's look to this next administration to bring back 15 and more than 15.